There are moments when a bond becomes a tether, when connection turns into a quiet kind of captivity, and you don't notice the shift until you're already kneeling under the weight of someone else's certainty. Not because they asked you to kneel, but because you learned to fold yourself to keep the peace, to keep the story intact, to keep the world from cracking open. And when you finally speak, not in anger, not in accusation, but in trembling truth, your words scatter like seeds on ground that refuses to understand them. They hear contradiction where you meant nuance. They hear blame where you meant impact. They hear attack where you meant, I'm hurting. It's a strange kind of loneliness to be heard but not understood, to be seen but not recognized, to be loved but not met. And the heaviness that settles in your chest, that saturation, that ache isn't weakness, it's the residue of carrying what was never yours to hold. Because some people don't listen to understand, they listen to defend. They listen to protect the version of themselves they need to believe in. And in that space, your truth becomes an inconvenience, a distortion, a threat. But something shifts when you finally name the imbalance, when you stop kneeling, when you stop translating your pain into a language that makes others comfortable. You rise not in rebellion, but in recognition, not in anger, but in awakening. And suddenly the world feels different, not because it changed, but because you did, because you stopped lingering in places that drained you, because you stopped carrying weights that weren't yours, because you stopped mistaking familiarity for safety. People may call your methods strange, they may call your clarity defiance, they may call your art a shortcut because they don't understand the alchemy of reflection, the power of seeing yourself mirrored back in words you couldn't find alone. But art has always been the place where truth survives, when conversation fails, where the unsaid becomes visible, where the misunderstood finally finds form. Even if the painting burns, the story remains. Even if the song fades, the echo stays. Even if the fairy tale is dismissed, one day it becomes fact. And this moment of clarity, this breath of release, this quiet reclamation is my fact. I am no longer kneeling. I am no longer shrinking. I am no longer explaining myself to ears that refuse to hear. I rise. I speak. I create. I remain.